Hello, everyone, and welcome to ROKStudios. I'm Stan Miller. I'm PR and Analyst Relations Manager for Rockwell Automation in the EMEA region, and I'm joined today by Tonny Peixoto. He is Director of Technology for Group Supply Chain EMEA at BIC. Tony, welcome to the studio.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, and I'm excited for our discussion because today we're here to talk a little bit about the state of smart manufacturing and also the journey from automation to autonomy. BIC's digital transformation journey is a remarkable one, and I think you've got a lot to share with our audience. So I'll just get started. First question for you. Why do you think now is a good time for manufacturers to act on the idea of going from automation to autonomy? In your perspective, what's changed, whether it's in the market, technology, or workforce, that makes this opportunity more important than it was, let's say, maybe even 5 years ago?
Yeah. Well, I think it's it's something related to the things that you said, because now we have technology to do more autonomous operations, and for me the people is the central point, because now we have some risks with very good experts retiring, and we want to have new people coming in and getting this knowledge to move on. We have more demanding workforce saying, I'm not here to only to operate or to stamp things. I don't want to be a doer. I want to be a decision maker. And when you do automation, when you do autonomous manufacturing, you're able to show your workforce that they are there to make decisions. They are there. Engineers are not there just to firefighting, but they are there to improve, to do things better. So this is more appealing for them, and we can increase retention by doing that, right?
That makes perfect sense, Tony. I mean, from what my understanding of BIC, you guys are all about continuous improvement and driving forward. So, I mean, it makes perfect sense. Let me ask you this. For a company that's interested in, but they may be a bit cautious in exploring this journey from automation to autonomy, what do you think is the smartest entry point? Is it about piloting a use case? Is it about infrastructure and building that or upgrading that? Or is it about internal champions? What do you think?
Well, for me, I think it's first you have to find a quick win, right? So if you find in your company a use case that you can show to your top management a good return, easy to see, easy and maybe related to one KPI that you already use, it's going to be awesome, because the top manager says, oh, okay, so this thing can impact this KPI. And when you do that, you can also identify people acting in this pilot and say, oh, this could be a good team for championing, to be leaders on the transformation. So you do a quick win, selecting a good pilot. You select good people to work with you, with ITOT, with the business process. You find a good business process owner, and you build a team for that. If you choose this with, you can take care of infrastructure, I think, later. You have to find a pilot where you don't need a lot of investment in infrastructure. So you can show your company, look, it works. The data is available. Maybe it's not perfect, but we can do it. So after that, when you see that you can do some savings, you can maybe be able to justify additional investments in infrastructure.
That's great insight, Tony. Thank you. When a plant moves toward more autonomous operations, what do you think becomes possible that wasn't necessarily possible before? And I mean, they could, from your perspective, is it efficiency? Is it safety? Is it quality? What do you think?
Well, a plant that is more autonomous can avoid some risks. For example, if an operator is absent, sometimes depending on the process you have, if there is a big production line, depending on one person, if he's absent, you have to stop. It's millions of euros that you don't make it that day, right? With autonomous operation, you de-risk this type of things. Also, going back to our experts, we have some good experts. They will retire, very well deserved retirement. So how to do this knowledge transfer to new people may be easier when you have autonomous operations, right? A bunch of things I can think about, but uh, technology is nothing without people. So we can use these autonomous things to empower our people and to make things better, run better.
Makes perfect sense. Last question for you. Return on investment. It can be tricky to prove with new technology. How should companies think about cost justification, not just in dollars, but also in areas like agility, resilience, or even employee experience? What are your thoughts when it comes to ROI?
hmm That's a good question because in my beginning of my journey in digital transformation, I thought that I didn't need to show hard savings because it is obvious. So I was trying to focus more on the other soft savings. It's not true because the companies they work with hard savings. So yes, we can start with that. It's good because it's coming. We're working on this on these areas, autonomous manufacturing. You will have a better throughput. You can reduce downtime, so you are able to prove that you have hard savings. But you also can focus on soft savings, like we were discussing. We can have more agility because you can react faster for because of a production change or something. You can have some indicators to show that something is going to happen, and then you can take actions before we have a problem. So this is very good. It's hard to measure in the beginning, but people will see the savings, right? And also about people, as we were discussing. So you have happier people working because they are not burning out. They are making decisions instead of doing some problem issues, or engineers will be happier because instead of doing firefighting, they will be improving. They are thinking about how can I improve the process. So this is great. So all these soft savings, if you put them together with hard savings, it's going to be easier to show to your top management that we need to go through this digital transformation.
Tony, this is excellent insight. I mean, really connecting the dots between autonomous operations and workforce enablement. I think you've really helped us understand all these different ways of how it connects back to people. And again, I mean, having worked with BIC a little bit in past projects, it makes perfect sense that you'd be connecting it back to the great teams that you have at BIC. So thank you so much for joining us in the studio today. It's been great.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You were great too.
And thank you for watching. If you'd like to learn more about industrial automation and digital transformation, visit rockwellautomation.com.